Hey guys, what's good? Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. So Santa's here with some juicy arm training advice today. I know a lot of us trying to get jacked arms so we can impress Preeti. I've been trying to impress Preeti for like the last 50 years. But today I'm gonna take you guys through every single thing you need to know to get juicy arms, from what movements to do, what machines to do, and if you only have dumbbells, what dumbbell movements you can do to get the most jacked arms. So your arms are gonna be hugging your sleeves all 2025, okay? So let's get right into it. Guys, so the first thing is you wanna treat your arms like any other muscle group, especially your biceps, and have a compound movement for your biceps as well. My preferred go-to compound movement is gonna be a preacher curl for the bicep specifically. The reason for this, usually you're in a stable position where your elbow is on the pad and you can load it fairly heavy. Yes, some of you guys don't have this machine, then you can do a dumbbell single arm preacher curl, or you can even do like a barbell curl if you really want to. But I find the preacher curl machine keeps your elbow stable, keeps the angle of the biceps lined where your shoulder, elbow, and wrist is all lined up. And you grip it, and then you can just send it on the biceps. The biggest things when it comes to a preacher curl is you don't want to think about fully stretching the bicep, right? You can kind of end off right here, squeeze, and stay within the mid-range of the bicep. Full squeeze, stretch on the bottom, but you don't have to over-exaggerate it. A lot of times if you over-exaggerate, you'll feel a little bit extra stretch in the elbow and the forearm area, which you don't really need to do. And also you're not gonna be able to go as heavy. So since we're treating this movement as like the heavier lift for the biceps, you wanna make sure you stay within the range of the movement itself. You're not exaggerating the stretch at all, okay? So keep the elbows in front of you, keep the shoulder, elbow, and wrist lined up, and then fucking send it, okay? The reason I would pick this as one of your favorite or first bicep exercise, if you only had to pick one, that's because you're gonna be able to load it the most and put the most tension on the bicep, okay? So I would do about 3 sets here, 8 to 12 or 8 to 15 rep range. Me start off a little lighter, go to failure, and then do the next 2 sets, either a little bit heavier if you hit within the rep range. But this will be the first movement I would pick. If you don't have this, a dumbbell preacher curl is cool as well. Or even like a concentration curl you can kind of get away with. But this is the first one. Let's get into the second exercise. Let's get jacked. When it comes to bicep training in general, like especially with machines, what I kind of look for, like if I'm gonna do something like an incline curl here, right, is the benefit of an incline curl is the stretch of the bicep, right? But if I'm sitting here and the bicep ends off right here, I'm not able to get that full stretch I would be able to get if I was doing a cable or a dumbbell. Right, so even though this machine is sick, you'll get a sick bicep pump still. You can get the double benefit of doing a low cable or an incline curl where you let your elbows spend time in extension, right? So your elbows and your shoulders get stable back here, but also you get that full stretch of the bicep, right? Because if I just want the mid-range, I'd rather just do a preacher curl where I can go a bit more ham. This one, yes, you'll get a stretch, but not as much of a stretch as you would maybe like a dumbbell or like a cable, just because you have more range of motion, right? So nice machine if your gym has it, yes, do it up, but I'll still include like a full stretch bias movement, just if you want most out of your bicep training. Guys, so my second favorite movement for bicep training, especially if you want those thick arms, right, are gonna be hammer curls. Biggest thing here that I've learned in the last probably like 6-7 months is play around with the elbow position a little bit here, and always think about elbows in front of your shoulder. This is gonna make the movement a little bit harder, but you'll feel much better focused on the side of the bicep, so you get that thickness, but also you'll be able to control it way more, right? A lot of us, when we just swing weights, we end up getting elbow pain, we end up getting shoulder pain. So please try to avoid Brampton reps and think about elbow in front of your shoulder, chest angle up. So I like taking an inhale, right? Keep this position, and then pause, stretch on the way down, pause, stretch on the way down, pause. So I would actually treat this and the preacher curl as the 2 main movements for bicep training, as like the compound movements you can go heavy on. And then now we'll get into some isolation movements, okay? Let's get it. Guys, so this isolation movement is gonna target more of the bicep peak. You can also do this at the start of your workout as like a shoulder warm-up if you wanted to. Even like on your pull and push day, you can implement this. That's how I like throwing in more frequency for bicep training. But this one, main things I want you to focus on with the high cable is having the arm angle in this pattern right here. You don't want to have it beside you, right? You want to keep it so it's like in your normal active plane of movement, right? Think about it when you're like chilling, right? your hands are beside you, and you just raise your arm up. That's the angle you want it to be. A lot of us, we jam it back here, and like, yo, my shoulder hurts. Just go naturally up here, like you do a lateral raise. Bring the arm up here. Step away, have that foot forward so you feel more stable. And now, I want you to stare at the bicep the whole time while keeping the elbow up, okay? So, think about, stare at the bicep, elbow up, and then really, really, really focus on the short position here, the squeeze of the bicep. This is where you get that bicep peak, right? Full stretch, squeeze the bicep. Full stretch, squeeze the bicep. So you don't have to go heavy at all here. So I would go like 12 to 15 to 20 reps here, lightweight. So you can stay stable and you can get the best bicep stimulus. If you go too heavy here, what's gonna happen is it's gonna look like this, right? Now you're not even getting the main benefit of the movement, which is the squeeze portion, which is the bicep peak. Okay, so set yourself up, maintain that chest angle, full stretch, and then squeeze. 3 sets, 12 to 15, okay? So you can do this at the start of your workout for bicep training, or even like a pull or push day, or you can do it after the preacher curls. Okay guys, so the third variation is gonna be a stretch based exercise, the low incline cable curl. If you guys have noticed a trend here, the way the bicep training I've kind of set up, in the first preacher curl was elbows in front of you, high cable curl, the elbow was up here, even the hammer curl, the elbow in front of you. Now the low cable, the elbow is actually behind your shoulder. So what this is doing is teaching your shoulders and elbows to be in different positions, which is creating more shoulder stability, better shoulder function, which can be applied to pull training, push training, and yo, you get fucking jacked biceps. So you get double the benefit, right? You get good biceps, we also get healthy shoulders, and there's really zero downside. So instead of just using barbell curls and pumping it more and more weight, trying to grow your biceps, try having different variations in your bicep training, so you actually get jacked biceps, but also your shoulders stay healthy and you get jacked everywhere, okay? So low cable curl is the main thing. Keep your elbow behind your shoulder right here, and you don't want to be too forward, because now if I'm this far out, it's actually going to get hardest in the short position, which doesn't make sense, right? So be somewhat away from it where you have the full bicep stretch, chest up, and then your shoulder, elbow, and wrists are all lined up, and then squeeze. And I like having one foot forward because I'll feel more stable that way, right? Full stretch, squeeze. Full stretch, squeeze. This one, again, no need to go too heavy. 3 sets, 12 to 15. If you don't have a cable stack, you can also do a dumbbell incline curl on a bench, which again, same thing I want you to focus on. Stretch the bicep, no need to go heavy, okay? Yeah, so the last thing, some pump work, major key. You can throw this at the end of the workout, or in my opinion, if say like for example, biceps is a weak point for you, you can maybe start this in your leg day, right? Start your leg day with a straight bar curl, 3 sets, complete failure. That way you're adding some specificity to your program, where your brain's like, yo, this guy's trying to grow his biceps. So that's why he's training them at the start of the workout, okay? But pump work, main thing here I want you to focus on, keeping the elbows actually kind of beside you. So the whole time, either the elbows have been in the front, or the high cable curl has the elbow in the air, and then the incline has it back here. This one, I want the elbows beside you. Inhale, add a weight that you're comfortable with, and just, yo, have fun and just get a crazy fucking bicep pump here. So full stretch, full squeeze. You can even have like a somewhat of a faster tempo here, right? Everything else I kind of do nice and controlled. This one, I'm like, yo, you know what? I just want a crazy pump, especially this being like a handle. You feel stable, right? You're pushing your inside hand into the handle and you're just going ham. So this one, I would kind of stay within 2 sets, 12 to 15, complete failure. But this is the movement you can throw in a bit more fun. So you can throw in like a drop set, especially being a cable stack. You can be right there, lower the weight, 10 pounds, do another 3 to 5 reps, lower the weight again, another 3 to 5 reps. You can completely destroy your biceps, right? So guys, that's pretty much everything you need to know about bicep training, right? We talked about, okay, having your angle right here of the bicep. That's what we're doing incline curls with. Right here, high cable curl, preacher curl, spending time in different positions with your elbow and your shoulder, developing shoulder stability and keeping your elbows healthy, while also impressing Preeti with jacked biceps. We talked about all of it. So if you implement all these tips we talked about and these movements in this specific order, guaranteeing you 2025 you get the jackedest biceps possible. Okay, so try everything out. Let me know how you guys like it, and any feedback's always appreciated. Get some jacked biceps, impress Preeti, make your mom happy, and let's get jacked together. Okay, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff.